Namaskar and welcome to the session number 3 of season 2 of the series in Knee Punch in memory of Vilas Bandevdekar Bandy. Today's session is about how to select a mentor. As I said last time, we are going through 5 sessions. This is the third of them. We found out who's a mentor. We found out what is mentoring, and now we're trying to work towards finding out who is how to select a mentor. The speaker for this day is a young gun, Milind Bhatt, but old on the field of Mumbai cricket. He's been there for long. He's a well-read guy, I can say. A well-read guy because for everything that you have studied once, he has studied twice. Milind is also a teacher, a lecturer by profession. He conducts classes and has been associated with Bandy for long in the teaching of Mumbai umpires for the local exams, for the board exams, as and when they happen. I'm sure he'll make the lecture as interesting as it's possible. Sana Milind, through.
Hi, good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Ganesh sir and Knee Punch team to giving me this platform and talking on this. And I would like to say special sorry to Ganesh sir because in the last season, he was behind me. He was continuously in contact with me to take a lecture. But sorry for office commitment, I was not able to do it for you. But this time I had no options. I have to say yes because it was for the Bandy sir and in the memory of Bandy sir. So I have to do it, and thank you so much once again. Can you allow me to share the screen now?
Please go ahead.
So today's lecture is in the memory of late Shri Vilas Bandevdekar sir. I am associated with him since long. Like my first teaching partner for Mumbai cricket, where I used to teach young umpires, upcoming umpires, and he actually taught me how to take lectures all about and what to do, not to do, because as an umpire, new umpire, they have lots of queries and lots of questions how to reach their another level, and he have really taught me how to answer them and how to tackle them. Okay, chalo, let's start with this session today. This is the third session where we have to learn how to select a mentor. Like we are going to find out some qualities. Now this may differ from people to people, but these are a couple of important qualities or points which I will look upon when I have to select a mentor. So this is what it is. Let's go back a little bit and recap what we have heard in the last 2 sessions, and then we continue with third session. Now, coach versus mentor. We have a classic example over here that Sachin Tendulkar had a fantastic coach, Sir Ramakant Achrekar, who have taught him cricket. He was best as a batsman, but whenever he was down, he was with an injury, he had a bad patch, people were talking about his retirement. Somebody was always backing him, and that was his brother, Ajit Tendulkar. So mentor can be a coach can be a mentor, but you really need someone in your tough times to stand back, talk to you, and motivate you, push you in the tough times, and pick you up from where you have fallen from. So this is a classic example we all have about coach versus mentor. Now, why one need mentor, and what mentor will do to you, what role he will play in your career or in your life. These are the few examples. First thing is, he will help you to set a goal. When I say goal, now if everybody in the room would be wanted to become an ICC umpire, top elite panel umpire, but to go reach there, we have to do a step. We have to go step by step. Like he will help you to set a realistic goal, achievable goal, small goals. And He will help you to climb a ladder one by one, where it will lead to the success. Coach you, guide you. If you have moved away from your direction, किधर भटक गए हम लोग, तो वापस उठा के अपने को राइट डायरेक्शन में लाके रख देना है. He will, that is his part. Train you whenever you are failing, you have a failure. He will help you to train, help you to show the correct way कि क्या गलती हो गया हमारा, ये गलती को improve कैसे कर सकते हैं. He will always motivate you. He will always share different or special knowledge what he has, his skills with you. He will support you. When people are talking bad about you, there will be one person who will always support you and always help you and stand by you. And all these qualities will lead you to a success. Now let's come to our topic, how to select a mentor. My first pointer is approachable. If whenever you want to select a mentor, this is a key point, approachable mentor, because approachable, I don't mean के कभी भी हुआ चलो फोन उठाओ, कॉल किया रात को 2 बजे 3 बजे, he should pick up my call. No. Approachable means you should have that compatibility. You should not hesitate to approach him. You should not hesitate to talk your problems with him. You should not hesitate to share your success with him. And you are sure in your mind that he will always there for you. And that's what I mean approachable. I can give you an example. The best example I have is Anil Dandekar sir. Now couple of in the last lockdown, BCCI was sending us a questionnaire, and we have to answer that and send it back. There was nothing right or wrong, but there were a couple of answers given by BCCI which I was not happy with, because the law was saying something and BCCI has their own interpretation. I called him and he was always there, happy to help us, and he had explained me with a brilliant example and with a support to that answer. Yes, this is why it is called like this. This is why the answer is like this, and which was acceptable. Then knowledgeable. You should always look to a person who is always knowledgeable. Knowledgeable means he should not have the entire knowledge. I mean, knowledgeable means he should always be a learner. He is always eager to know, to learn new things, new technology coming up, new laws coming up. Last session we heard about Gotaskar sir. At this age also, he has nothing to lose or he has nothing to gain now, but still he calls and he wants to learn and he wants to keep himself updated. That is what I mean knowledgeable. One should happy to share his experience and skill. Now, as we all are umpires, we have a special skill or special technique which will always help us to take some correct decisions. Now, if you have some skill or if you have a technique which will always help you to become a better umpire, please share, so that somebody else can also become better. But you will always find somebody who has a technique, who has that skill, but he will never share because he doesn't want somebody to progress. Whereas mentor will always share his experience and skill, and he will always want you to go ahead. Clear communication. Clear means crisp. He will show you the process and he will always tell you pros and cons of the particular communication process. That boss, when you are following this process, you have to sacrifice. Like I would give my example. When I was 105, I came to 86 now. When I started diet and gymming, there were lots of things I have to ignore. I have to, sacrifice. I have to sleep early. I have to avoid all junks. I have to keep a measurement of whatever I'm having. So whenever a mentor will give you a process, he will be always clear in his communication and he will tell you what to do, what not to do. That is what clear communication, and he'll always tell you the advantage as well as disadvantage. He will not keep you in a room that गोल गोल नहीं घूमता रहेगा कि नहीं ये ऐसा करो ये वैसा करो. He'll be very clear. respectful attitude. We all are umpires, as well as we are also working and employed somewhere, and we have a family to take care as well. और उसके बावजूद भी what we do is umpiring. Okay, like Ajit Datar sir always says, ये अंपायरिंग इस सेवक का काम है. वहां जाओ, वो गंदा पसीना वाला टोपी स्वेटर पकड़ो, 6 बॉल गिनो, ओवर बोलो, आउट नॉट आउट दिया तो गाली खाओ. ओके, इट इज अ वर्क लाइक सेवक. सो व्हेन वी डू दिस अंपायरिंग, वी डू इट आउट ऑफ अ पैशन, अ लव. तभी हम पागल की तरह 6 घंटा धूप में खड़े रहते हैं 5 दिन, एंड वी गेट दैट सेटिस्फेक्शन. सो अ मेंटर should respect our attitude. Mentor should have that respectful attitude to know that ये बंदा ऑफिस में भी जा रहा है, काम कर रहा है, घर पे फैमिली भी है, बच्चे भी है, he is taking care of his bread and butter, as well as he is doing this job and standing in sun for 6 hours, doing a great job. So he should also respect our profession. Passionate. He should be passionate, means he should always be behind you. कि okay, आज तेरा मैच था, कैसा गया, अच्छा हुआ, बुरा हुआ, you made any errors, what you feel. He should always be eager to approach you and always be passionate about helping you and guiding you. That is what I mean passionate. Honest feedback, one of the necessary point. Honest feedback, because once you reach certain level and you have achieved something and you are somewhere on the top of the ladder, people will always talk good about it. But there will be rarely somebody who will come and give you a critical feedback telling ke boss, no, this was wrong. I'll give a classic example which happened with me. First session of Mumbai T20, I gave a fantastic run out decision for Yogesh Takawale. He was casually walking, his bat was in the air, even his foot was in the air, and there was a third umpire referral. And everybody thought he was well in, the game was about to start, but then my decision was still pending. I gave that decision out and it was a correct decision. Everybody called me, messaged me after the game. It was a fantastic decision. But there was somebody who called me and told it was a fantastic decision, but he also told me where I went wrong. That was Rajesh Deshpande sir. He told me, if you would have given this decision from another angle or with a split screen, it would be much, much better. I was not wrong in my decision, but I was wrong in the process. So you always need somebody who gives you critical feedback and that improves you. Somebody asked question to Anand last time, can we have a multiple mentor? I would say too many cooks spoil the food. It's not about not having, but I am of the opinion you should have only one mentor who will nurture you, water you, and it will take you from plant to the tree. Because all mentors are same. Everybody has a different recipe, different process. But when you have selected a mentor, stick to one. Don't run around the bush and follow that process, because you have selected him because you are comfortable with him. You are comfortable with the process. Everybody will guide you right on, but you keep your feet on 10 different stones, you will fall. There is nothing wrong, but I personally feel you should have one mentor, follow his process, his recipe, which will take you to success. And not always you will be success. You will reach that winning pole, but at least you will be in the correct direction and towards the winning pole. And most important thing, trust. Please trust your mentor. If you don't have a trust, if you have 1% doubt also, don't select him as a mentor. Trust him. Trust his process. Because if you don't have a trust, if you have that 1% also a doubt in your mind, while application of his process, you will always have a doubt in your mind and you will not able to give 100%. Some कुछ ना कुछ वो पीछे खटकेगा कि ये तो ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है, वो तो ऐसा बोल रहा था. So never doubt, always trust your mentor, follow his process. That's it. It was very short and sweet from me. Now you can throw questions, I'll answer it. I don't have much now.
Yeah, anybody with questions? We'll be ready to, Milind will be ready to answer them or try and answer them. So by the time, Milind, you started and ended, a lot of people were still in the market buying vegetables and meat. They couldn't join you in, I think. But if you could elaborate between one mentor and many mentors, I think it will be good.
Okay. Okay. There are, I would say that there are, whenever I was making this presentation, I came across, can somebody put on mute? When I was making this presentation, there were many qualities came in my mind, but I have not taken them because there were many qualities like a mentor should not be a selfish person. I don't think so. Mentor will be a selfish person. Second thing, mentor should not expect something in return. He will never do that, because if I put all these points here, then I'm degrading the mentor. That should not happen. And you said there should be only one mentor, because there are, if you keep multiple mentors, everybody has a correct recipe. Everybody has a correct process which will lead you to the success. But you cannot have a shot of tequila, vodka, whiskey, beer, everything together. You will vomit. So I feel you should always stick to one mentor, which will help you.
As much as you're umpiring, you're also an expert on how to not to have drinks together. That is something which I think is probably your best. Ajit Datar with a question.
Can I ask a question, please?
Please.
Yeah. My question is this, that just as in any skill, there is a range of activities and you find experts in several sub-activities. For example, if I take my own professional practice, if I have to do a certain thing, I go to a certain person. If I have to do another thing, I go to another person. So in the same way, when you are thinking about your cricket umpiring, one person is very good with the laws, but he's an academic. And one guy is very good in the application of those laws on the ground. So don't you think it would make sense to take the academic knowledge from the academic person and then go and approach the person who deals with it in practice on the ground? It's like going to college to do your LLB and then going to a practicing litigator to learn litigation. So here there are two mentors, and this can happen all the time. What do you say?
What you're saying is right, but when I said a mentor, he should be a knowledgeable guy. He should know the laws, and you should not doubt his ability of knows law, but his application is not right. Definitely, the application would be also right when he is a mentor for you.
That one person has got a theoretical bent of mind. He reads the law and interprets it very well, very well. And there's one guy who applies that law well, better than the theoretician. To the practical guy, because he will not teach you the law. He doesn't know the law. I mean, to that extent. So don't you think you should take a little from here and take a little from here?
Ajit, my views are a little different on this.
Yeah.
The one who's a theoretician is more of a teacher.
Right.
He sticks to
Absolutely.
his job. Whereas the one
Absolutely.
who knows the law and applies it adequately, as you said in the preamble, that he's a good practical guy who applies law to on the field of play. Maybe he could be a better guy to train you to a greater height than a theoretician. A theoretician will continue to teach you. He'll be a teacher lifelong, and he could be the best teacher that you could have ever had. But to be a mentor, you need that edge of being practical on the field of play. More than practical, to apply it rightly on the field of play as desired, as I think that Milind put it up for Rajesh Deshpande and said that you should have used the split screen. The theoretician would have told him, you have done a brilliant decision as per law. But there's Rajesh would have said, good as per law, but need to be presentable on the field of play.
Ganesh, something on this?
One minute. I think Gautam is coming in. Please put it in the messages so I know in which order we should take it. Because Gautam had already put up his hand to add a point on this. That's what. I'll take you, Masay, after Gautam puts it.
Okay, fine.
सर इन दिस टॉपिक मी गेल्या वेळी पण एक एनॉलॉजी दिली होती ऑफ अ फॅमिली डॉक्टर अँड अ स्पेशलिस्ट. मेंटॉर तो आहे जो तुमच्यासाठी टेलर मेड तुम्ही करून घेतलाय, ज्याच्या बरोबर तुम्ही तुमचं छोट्यापासून मोठ्यापर्यंत एक ब्रॉडर पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह तुम्ही डिसाइड करता. ही इज नॉट नेसेसरी जॅक ऑफ ऑल. कारण मेंटॉर जेव्हा तुम्ही म्हणतात ते आणि तो ऑनेस्ट आहे, तो क्रिटिकल फीडबॅक देतोय, he also knows in which aspect he is not the best suitable person for his mentee. ज्यावेळी तो डायरेक्ट करतो की बाबा आता तुझी नॉर्मल सर्दी खोकला वाटत नाहीये, तू कोरोनाची टेस्ट करून घे किंवा तू कोविड सेंटरला जा, आणि त्यावेळी आपण ज्याच्याकडे जातो तो स्पेशालिस्ट असतो. तो त्या ठिकाणी किंवा ऍप्लिकेशन असू शकतं, बट त्याच्याशी जाऊन आपण सुखदुःखाच्या आणि शिरोपाच्या गप्पा नाही मारत, त्याच्याशी कामाचं बोलतो आणि आपण परत येतो. देन वी कन्सल्ट विथ आवर मेंटॉर अबाउट व्हॉट वी हॅव गॉट. सो दॅट इज द बेसिक डिस्टिंक्शन. एखादा उत्कृष्ट तुम्हाला बंदूक चालवायला शिकवू शकतो कारण ही हॅज दॅट स्किल ऑफ बंदूक चालवणं, पण ती कुठे चालवायची, कशासाठी चालवायची, आणि त्याच्या मागचे प्रिन्सिपल्स काय आहेत, आणि तुम्ही ती चालवायची की नाही चालवायची हे तुम्हाला मेंटॉर सांगू शकतो. बिकॉज ही इज पर्सनलाइज टू यू. He has taken personal interest in you, and then he can direct that. May not the skill, but the purpose behind that skill. तर त्यामुळे मेंटॉर आणि टीचर किंवा ट्रेनर आणि कोचेस यांना आपण सिग्रिगेट असं करू शकतो. मेंटॉर मोस्ट ओकेजन्स वुड बी वन हु इज द टेलर मेड तुमच्यासाठी. ही मे डिरेक्ट यू टू गो टू द स्पेशलिस्ट डिपेंडिंग अपॉन युअर नीड्स, अडचणी किंवा जे काय असेल ते, और यू कॅन टेक अ कॉल अकॉर्डिंगली.
Chandu, come in.
Yes, sir. I think there are a couple of things to understand because this is a complicated subject. First of all, we know there's already done a comparison between teacher and mentor. Today also we've seen this good comparison between coach and mentor at basic level. So we need to understand basically these are different terminologies. So we can have advisor, we can have some role model, we can have teachers, educators, coaches, counselors, guides, mentors, and guru, what we call in Adhyatma, guru. I think they all are necessary. There can be one or multiple of them. it all depends on at which stage of journey we are. So mentoring is a process, is a journey. It's a cover overall period of time. It's a longer for a long term. It's a long term relationship, and so for overall longer period of time. Okay, so first we should not mix up all these terminologies. We have to take it consider as different. Say we are at a lower stage. We have just started a journey. So there can be a school where one teacher teaches all the subjects. Okay. Sometimes one teacher teaches all subjects in multiple classes, more than one classes. As we progress, as we go to the highest level, we do go to the next standard, then that specialization thing comes. We have different teachers for different subjects. Like that, at which stage of that relationship we are? See, is that Guru is the highest stage. What Milin talk is the highest stage. Guru can be only one because the relationship of Guru and Shishya is like that. There is a total surrender. The teacher, the disciple is totally surrendered, 100% surrender to Guru. That means nothing is left now. I'm 100% given to the Guru. Okay. Now I cannot have more than one Guru because my 100% already is surrendered. Nothing is left. Right? And at the lower level, I can have multiple coaches. See, for batting, I can have one coach. For bowling, for fielding, for wicket keeping, I can have coaches. Because coaches, they develop your technical skills. Guru is for your overall personality level. Guru will not teach each and every small thing like बॅटची ग्रीप अशी घ्या, मग तुम्ही पायाचा टाका, तुला खांदा असायला पाहिजे, बॉल असायला की असं कर. खूप डिटेलिंग मध्ये गुरु जात नाही. गुरु तुम्हाला मार्ग दाखवतो. तुम्हाला एखाद्या डेस्टिनेशनला जायचं आहे तर तो तुम्हाला रोडवरून तिथपर्यंत नेत नाही. तो तुम्हाला काळोखात रस्ता शोधायचा असेल, तुमच्या हातात एक दिवा देतो, लॅम्प देतो तू. अँड ही आस्क यू टू फाइंड युअर ओन पाथ, मेक युअर ओन पाथ. हा गुरुचा डिफरन्स आहे. ही हायएस्ट लेवल आहे. तो तुम्हाला रस्ता कसा बनवायचा, डेस्टिनेशनला कसा पोहोचवायचा ते शिकवतो. ती एकदम हायएस्ट फॉर्म आहे. तो तिथे एकच असू शकतो कारण आपण 100% सरेंडर केलेलं. आपण टोटली त्याच्याबरोबर गुरु आणि शिष्य आणि एकदम अध्यात्माच्या हायएस्ट फॉर्म मध्ये आत्मा परमात्माच्या स्टेजला आपण गेलोय. ही पण ती फार मोठी स्टेज आहे. ती खूप पुढची लेवल आहे. छोट्या लेवलला जेव्हा आपण सुरू करतो, आपण त्या जर्नीच्या आणि रिलेशनशिपच्या छोट्या पहिल्या लेवलला असतो, त्यावेळी मल्टिपल गुरु, टीचर, कोच हे मल्टिपल असू शकतात. तो जसं जसं आपण वर चढत जातो तसं ते नंबर कमी होत जातात. मला हा पॉईंट स्पेसिफाय करायचा होता की हे वेगवेगळे टर्मिनॉलॉजी आहेत आणि ते आपण खूप मिक्सअप करतो. आणि दुसरी गोष्ट म्हणजे जसं आपण गोल सेटिंग, आपलं जे गोल आहे त्या गोलकडे जाण्यासाठी, गोल अचीव करण्यासाठी आपण एक जर्नी, आपण एक पाथ निवडलाय. आणि त्या ट्रॅव्हलिंगच्या पाचच्या डिफरंट स्टेजेस असतात. त्या कुठल्या स्टेजला आपण आहोत त्यावर ठरतं की हे आपण मल्टिपल असू शकतात की एकच असू शकतात. थँक्यू.
Thank you, Chandu. Niranjan Nene wanted to ask something. His hand is up for a long time.
Yes, sir. माझा प्रश्न असा आहे की there can be different mentors in different phases of your career, whether it's umpiring or any other. So my question is how to deal such transition from having a mentor, one mentor, and going to another mentor without hurting any of the mentors' emotions or trust. म्हणजे असं असू शकतं की आधी आपण 10 वर्ष
Niranjan, you are going ahead of the syllabus.
Oh, sorry.
This is only how to select a mentor.
Okay.
There is a topic coming up for which I'm hopeful that you'll attend the next 2 Sundays. So you'll get your answers there. Or you can ask that question there. Anil Dandekar, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I think the major difference between a mentor and teacher or any particular person who is teaching you is basically, as Milind has pointed out initially, how much you are comfortable to reach to him regarding any smallest thing about umpiring or anything, how comfortable you are, because that becomes the crucial, because then if you have that trust, then only you are going to open up to him on each and everything. And unless you open up to him on each and everything, he will not be able to give you solutions. So I think for a mentor, it has, because I don't think you can open up or have that much confidence on 10 guys. You can have that confidence or trust with maybe one or two guys with whom you can actually, put your heart out, tell him everything. As everything, as everybody rightly said, if mentor feels that, he doesn't have that knowledge to guide him, he will definitely refer it to his mentee, to a specific person to get that skill set. But at the same time, the basic trust and the basic relationship would be mostly with one person rather than a multiple persons. That my take on this.
Yeah, Ajit, I think you have your hand up.
Yeah, if I can ask,
Yeah. Why not?
uh, yeah, I'd like to ask Milind directly. Uh, if you take 10 things in your umpiring, how many things you have learned on your own, and how many things you have been spoon fed by somebody? You are in this field now for 20 years. Can you pinpoint that these things I have learned myself, nobody's taught me? And these things I have needed to go to A, B, C, D, and I have found it useful. It's not just going, I have found it useful. And EFG was bullshitting. After 20 years, I think you can take that call yourself. You're not a raw beginner.
Yeah. I see. I'm being here in this
Just a
umpiring
minute,
since
Milind.
20 years.
Just a
Yeah.
minute, Milind. We have just 2 minutes. You start answering. Once the session closes, we re-log in.
Okay. Initially, I started umpiring where I was not aware certain things. When people told me, my colleagues told me, I have learned many things from each and every colleague I have done with. Small things. And accumulating that small things which have made me a good umpire today. Initially, when I started, definitely I made mistake. I learned from my mistake. And if I want to specifically, initially, I had my brother who always helped me. I always used to go and talk to him after the game. This is what have happened. This is what I have done. He always used to tell me that there is a different way to do this. This could be done better in this way. So, and still I'm a learner, I would say. I always learn from each and every game. There are certain things you really don't need a mentor. Mentor you need for your mental stability and to make sure you're mentally you are focused and you are going to go in the correct direction. Who will guide you? Because I would say for umpiring also, for motivation and all, you don't need a mentor umpire only. He can be a non-umpire guy also who will always there to help you, to guide you.
Milind, would you want to say something more on that topic that which Ajit had raised with you? Or you through with it?
You are on silent. Milind, you are on silent.
Yeah, I told that every game you learn something, and as an umpire now, I would say I have learned from each and every colleague. There were certain things which he used to do differently. I tried picking up. If it's suitable for me, I'll take it or I'll not take it. So, and I'm still a learner. Okay. But a mentor is not all about learning and specifically applying law, learning law. Mentor is more about, keeping you focused, motivating you, showing you the correct direction. Yeah, that's it.
Ajit, any further supplementary to Milind? Probably Ajit is not in. Rajesh is at least in. Took time, but he's in. I find only the,
Hello, I'm
find-
there.
yeah, you're there.
I'm there. Yeah, I'm there. No, the talk was getting interesting, but you need a different ambience for continuing with this talk. It's not proper to hog the meeting like this.
Yeah. That
But,
ambience can,
please,
that
Ganesh,
ambience can, that
Ganesh.
ambience can be kept with social distancing from wherever you are.
Absolutely. Ganesh, but another, again, a disappointing thing. I'm hearing the same voices and seeing the same faces.
I was
asking
coming to
the
that.
question.
I was coming to that. I was just coming to that, that the gray heads are still asking questions or answering questions or trying to initiate a discussion or to add their point of view, whereas the normal black hair are missing from this discussion. I said this last time. I think what we should need to do is in the next session is the gray hairs will have a separate box where they can discuss and the black heads can have a separate box. The black heads don't get to understand what the white heads are discussing. Deepak Pednekar, another white, not only the hair, also the beard, wants a question. Deepak, you need to unmute. Yeah. Good.
Ganesh, there are a lot many cricketers who have become umpires now in this group.
Hmm.
And I don't find them coming forward and coming with queries. And I see only Gavankar most of the time. Then that Vinod's brother, Vijay, I think, Sriram, he is there. Very few people who are coming forward and talking. Last time Ajit had put forward that decision for forum where only umpires are there. Cricketers don't accept us or they don't like us because we give decision against or for them. So in this particular forum, all these youngsters who are trying to be a good umpire should come out with questions. They are like, front benchers, or they are happy with what things are being going around. They're happy and then, they will go move away. But on their own, I don't think they are completely perfect in all the senses, as we are also not there perfect as of now also. So they should come forward and, update themselves with so many senior people who are there to help them and guide them. They're not coming question, very sad. Just try and provoke them. That's my only request to you.
Good. That's what I tried to do, but sometimes even I fail. So I'm not too perfect, as you rightly said. I can also fail.
We cannot be. We just
Unmesh Bumkar has a question. I think.
Yes, sir.
I think.
Am I audible?
Both. You're audible, but not
Yes, so
visible.
my question is in reference with. Yes, I'm not in a position to turn on my video.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so my question is in reference to what Ajit sir said. Having two persons, one is good with theory and one is good at applying those laws. So can we do this thing that first we have a mentor who is good at theory, and then with due respect to him and all mentioning to him that now I want to switch to a practical view of these laws. So I am switching back to a certain person who is more good at a practical view of the laws. Or so can we have two mentors in two phases?
If you want me to take it up, I will take it up.
Okay.
Whom do you want to take it up to?
Anyone. That is no.
Okay, Milind, you go.
Yeah. See, as I told you, say for example, you have to take care of your finance. You go to a financial advisor. If you have some medical issues, you go to the medical advisor doctor. Same way, if you are academically weak, you will definitely go back to the school, to the teacher, right? But when you want to apply that practical law, you will always you will go to a person whom you have heard कि ये practically umpiring decision बहुत अच्छा देता है. वो law में अच्छा नहीं है लेकिन match अच्छा करके जाता है. You will definitely approach him. Okay, how does he work? Okay. Now, teacher and mentor, as I've told you, is a two different thing. When you are talking about academic learning law, that is very basic. You go back to the school. But when it comes to actually applying it, you will definitely approach somebody who is really good at it.
Yes.
Again,
Yes,
here there are no two mentors. There is one is a teacher and another one is also a teacher, I would say, who will teach you or guide you towards this.
Okay.
Mentor is more about when you reach certain level, you need somebody to keep you focused, have a support, push you, show the correct direction and the process.
Okay. Thank you.
Niranjan had a supplementary question. Come in, Niranjan, come in. Niranjan Nene.
Yeah, so my question is, is it better to have a mentor right from your umpiring, right from the beginning, or is it okay to struggle a bit in initial period and then look out for a mentor?
In the beginning, do you really know why you need a mentor? The question is no, because we have not yet experienced a failure or a success. When you do a certain level of umpiring, when you reach certain level, then you think about, yes, this is the area which I need to work, I need a help, or I'm good at it, I need to capitalize. That is the point where you think about mentor.
Thank you.
Bakul Ondia had a question. Bakul, come in. Bakul,
Good morning. Jai Hind, sir. Am I audible?
Jai Hind, audible.
Sir, how to select a mentor? My only point that you should be able to speak with him everything and anything. That should be the only point to be considered while how to select a mentor. Am I correct?
At very good extent, yes, because you should open up with a guy whom you trust and you know okay, that talk will be between two of you all. Because you are going to open up 100% in front of him, and you should have that trust with that guy. At certain extent, yes, what you're saying is correct.
Thank you.
Bakul,
Irrespective of his knowledge, as somebody brought out, that he should be always with you, and he should not be that correct in his technical this thing, but he should be always with you. That should be the point, right?
Bakul, I don't agree with you technically. When you look for a mentor, as the two lectures told us, before this, the two speakers who were so eloquent in their talk said that you need a mentor to grow, not just a mentor to share your agony or your joys. He will listen to your agonies, he will listen to your joys. But a mentor must be one who's able to take you out of it to the next step. I have some great friends of mine whom we sit in the evenings. Some are there in this group today also. We share a lot of things. They listen to me. They try and understand my point of view. They tell me, होता है यार, जिंदगी में ऐसा होता रहता है, आगे चलना चाहिए. That's one way of looking at it. That's not mentoring. That's giving you solace, giving you a shoulder to cry upon or a hug to celebrate.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's the basic difference between a mentor and a good friend. A mentor is always a good friend, but a mentor is a little above a good friend.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ajit, I see your hand up. Come.
No, my point was answered during the discussion.
Okay, thanks. I saw your hand up. That's why I thought. Anyone else coming up with a question? Or I would, yeah, Jasmine has a question.
Yes, sir. So my question is that at the time of selecting a mentor, Milind sir mentioned certain parameters like, he should be knowledgeable, approachable, etc. But at the same time, should we, look for someone who has retired so that they would probably have more time on their hands to, train the mentee, or is it fine?
Milind, your take.
Not necessary he should be a retired or old or guy. If you have selected a mentor and if you are compatible with somebody and you can open up and he can guide you and he can take you to another level. Still, you feel like you want to go to a retire, he can give you more time. A 1 minute call after the game is also enough sometimes. You don't need to sit with him for an hour to discuss everything. Okay, so I don't think so. Okay, you should always select a mentor who can give you more time. An ongoing umpire or that can he can be also your mentor, because sometimes you really don't need much time. One call for 5 minutes can do your job done.
Well, basically, if I look at it, and I can, from my experience, say, over a period of time, you learn from everybody. Right? You learn laws through a good teacher. I'm just restricting things to umpiring, not to life or to other areas of things. You develop relationship with friends who talk to you and share your joys and sorrows. All these are not mentors in any manner. Selection of a mentor is who you know you can address to grow, and that's what you need to understand. Where do you want to grow? And that's where you select your own mentor. It is your selection of a mentor. A mentor does not select you. I could have allotted, Gautam Gavankar had given me a proposal for giving mentoring to the local umpires by allocating numbers. I said, allocation of numbers don't work. I can get 10 guys, Rajesh can get 10 guys, Ajit can get 10 guys allotted to them, Anil can get 10 guys, Chandu can get 10 guys allotted to them. But whether those 10 guys are willing to accept you as a mentor is more important than the mentor accepting a student. It's your own innovative mind that works to understand that this is a man or a lady whom I need to talk to grow. To grow, a mentor helps in growth. A teacher helps in knowledge. A friend helps in need. And that's the difference that one has to understand. It's your mental perception where you want to be. And that from there, you choose who could help you to reach there. Simple logics to a question. Mentor is the highest level amongst all these, because he knows the laws, let's say, maybe not as good as the theoretician. He's a good shoulder to lean on, maybe not as good as your good friend, but is a little more than all that. Gautam Gavankar, anything to add on? You put your hand up. You're on mute, I think. I can't hear you. We can't hear you. Gautam, we can't hear you. You're on mute. You're on mute. Now it's on.
Audible?
Yeah, little audible. You'll have to speak loudly.
Well, I'll just adjust the setting. Is it any better now?
Better.
Yeah, my question to Milind is, now we have learned about the theory of selecting mentors. Now I'll go to the practical aspect of it. He has obviously spent about more than 2 decades into the field of umpiring. How was his experience? Because when he started, he was very young. Navratna Darbar, जो आपण म्हणतो, it was still there. तर त्याच्यामधून तुमच्या पर्सनॅलिटीला सूट होणारा किंवा काही जणांकडे आपण जाताना घाबरतो, त्यांच्याकडनं आपण ओपनच नाही होऊ शकत. when you have to begin with, there are some people who are overzealous in helping. तेवढी पण असिस्टन्स आपल्याला नको असतो. So there are different personalities, different seniors around you. How you went about टक्के टोणपे खाताना, I'm not talking about after becoming BCCI umpire, when you are accessible to a lot more resources than a common or a state panel umpire. How did you travel that journey? How you approached people, or how you selected mentor specific to you, so that we can gain some inputs from that?
I started my umpiring in 99, 2000, but I have done games with most of the senior umpires, and or I would say non-senior also. I would say like Manish Patel, Santosh Rangankar, Sandeep Thakur. I have done with them lots. Means entire week I used to do umpiring, but from everybody I learned something or the other. They had some that X factor which I tried to pick it up. Okay, yeah, this is how they work better. I learned from each and everyone little, and I can keep on, like Pagar sir was there at a point. I've done couple of games with him. Only thing I have not got yet opportunity is to do game with Anil Dandekar sir. I have not done game with him. Other than that, I have done game with everybody. But I have learned a small thing from everybody. And whenever they have advised me, I was happy to go back to them and ask them, yes, this is what I was going wrong, and you have told me, hey, abhi ye barabar ho raha hai, thank you karke. So I have learned from each and everyone small things.
Anil, Milind, the question is far different. What Gautam wants to know: have you selected a mentor by itself, or if you're not selected, you're still learning, you still need time, you feel there's time
I'll
for
be
you.
honest.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not completed. I've not completed as yet. You need time to still select a mentor for your life to move ahead. You've been still learning, so that's one of the areas. That's why you yet to select a mentor. In whatever term, Gautam, if I am wrong in your question, please let me correct it. If you can.
हा येस म्हणजे माझा तोच प्रश्न होता की हाऊ ही आयडेंटिफाईड जसं
Yes.
फॉर एक्झाम्पल जसं वेन वी टॉक अबाउट अय्यर सर जेव्हा
अरे
ते
बापरे.
त्यांचा आवाजच आम्ही पहिल्यांदा ऐकतो जंटलमॅन करून जेव्हा ते येतात तेव्हा आमची अर्धी फाटते सो त्यांच्यापर्यंत अप्रोच व्हायला आम्हाला वेळ लागतो म्हणजे जरी आमची अडचण असेल तरी आम्हाला वाटतं की अरे काय नंतर कळतं जेव्हा तुम्ही त्यांच्याशी बोलता त्यावेळी येस दिस मॅन इज अप्रोचेबल किंवा अनिल दांडेकर सर वेन वी स्टार्टेड ही वॉज सो बिग एज अन अंपायर ही वॉज डुईंग IPL अँड एव्हरीथिंग वी नेव्हर न्यू की वी शुड गो टू हिम अँड मेक फुल ऑफ आवर सेल्फ विचारून काहीतरी वेड्यासारखं वी रिअलाइज व्हेरी लेट that how approachable he is and how helpful he is. So these are normally the queries आणि जे fears असतात एका यंगस्टरच्या मनामध्ये that from that perspective I wanted to ask की how you approached.
Yeah,
आणि
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you. See, initially, I had my own brother in my house, so I always used to discuss with him. I always used to take a feedback with him. He was always there to help me. But I realized when I really need somebody, because I failed twice. There I got 2 opportunities in BCCI exam and I failed twice. And I was like, okay, I am doing well, but I am not good at writing papers. This is where I am really doing bad. Means if I have to go to another level, I need somebody who can teach me, or he can make me understand how to write the paper, how to go through the laws, what is required and not. And that is where I would say a team of Ganesh Iyer sir, who came, like Rajesh Deshpande sir, Anil Dandekar sir, Bandy sir, and they drilled us like anything when we went for our level 1, level 2, and we were solving papers, back-to-back papers, lots of calculations. So that was the time where I really thought I should have somebody with whom I can discuss my issues, where I'm really lacking back, where I'm not growing.
And thank you, Gavankar, for pointing out what I am. Next time that I say gentleman, I'll ensure that there's a cobbler around with me to stitch up. Okay. Yeah. Rajesh, anything that you want to add on?
Mute. Rajesh
Mute
sir,
ho
you're on.
Rajesh,
mute ho raha hai.
unmute. Rajesh, unmute yourself.
Unmute kar.
Yeah, just to add to a point that who should be your mentor. I mean, nobody knows you better than you yourself. So to select a mentor, you should look to a person who suits your personality, suits your temperament. I mean, I had different, see, in your career of say around 10, 20 years, you will get different advices. Now it is up to you to select, to filter it out. Now, just like to selecting a mentor, I will give you one example. One of my BCCI games in Delhi, it was January first week, chilling cold, and I had just come from a game from Chennai where it was humid. And in the first session, I missed, as the coach said, see, BCCI had appointed designated few mentors for us. And that mentor happened to be one of the umpires coach in that game. So as I came back at the time of lunch, he said, you had a horrible session. I said, I mean, see, as an umpire, you know that how good a session is. And I thought that I had given a couple of good decisions. But the moment I heard that it was a terrible session, I just, I said, what's wrong? He said, you have missed at least 3-4 no balls. So I said, is it so important? I mean, and as it happened, the second session, as it went out, I didn't have a good session. So the mentor has not only spoiled my confidence, he has spoiled my entire session. So that time I decided that this mentor, although he is designated, he is appointed by BCCI, to me doesn't suit me. There was another person who said you have to be extremely aggressive on the field. It doesn't suit my personality. Now, guys, just listen that it is you. You know yourself better than you. You have to decide who suits my temperament, who suits my personality, and take advices. I mean, as I said, you will get different advices from different people. Just filter it out and take. But just while selecting a mentor, select a person who suits your temperament, who suits your personality. That's it.
Rajesh, Varsha, anything to add, delete to what your great friend Mr. Milind has said?
Nothing, sir. All good, all good.
All good, sir. Sudarli. Anyone coming in with anything? I see Chandu fiddling with his speakers and mics.
ग्रे हेअर्सला बोलायला परमिशन आहे.
तुला आहे, you are black.
Okay, great. So, is it really selecting a mentor? Do we select a mentor or mentor selects us? That is, we can have one full session on this. Do you find a mentor or choose a mentor or search for a mentor? Then again, it can be confusing. Find म्हणजे आपल्याला दिलेला आहे का मेंटर, कोणी अपॉइंट केलेला आहे का आपल्यासाठी? असं मेंटर आपल्यासाठी अपॉइंट केलेला असतो. लाईक एमसीएने अपॉइंट केलेले आहेत मेंटर एका अंपायरच्या एका ग्रुपसाठी, किंवा आपल्याकडे सेव्हरल मेंटर्सचा ऑप्शन अवेलेबल आहे आणि आपण त्यातून चूज करतो. 4 ऑप्शन आहेत बाबा. आपले 4 क्लास आहेत, इथे 4 टीचर 4 मेंटर शिकवणार आहेत आणि आपण त्या एका क्लासमध्ये जाऊन बसायचं. त्याला चुजिंग म्हणणार आपण त्यातून चूज करतो. तर सिलेक्ट म्हणजे आपल्याकडे ओपन आहे, दुनिया ओपन आहे आपण, आणि आपल्याला त्यातून शोधायचं. तर ते म्हणजे हे एक वेगवेगळे ऍस्पेक्ट आहेत. फाइंडिंग, चुजिंग, सर्चिंग, सिलेक्टिंग. त्याच्यावर पण एक विचार करता येईल आपल्याला इंडिपेंडेंटली. दुसरं, ही एक रिलेशनशिप आहे. मेंटर आणि मेंटी ही रिलेशनशिप आहे, आणि ही दोघांकडून आहे. दोघांचा सहभाग असतो त्यात, आणि ते जॉईंट एफर्ट असतात. म्हणजे फक्त मेंटरने टाकून काही उपयोग नसतो किंवा मेंटीने फक्त काही गोष्टी करण्यात हे नसतं. दोघांच्या म्युच्युअल अंडरस्टँडिंगनी जे होतं ते होतं. अजित दातार सरांनी विचारलं होतं की मिलिंद कोणाकोणाकडून काय काय शिकलाय. मिलिंदने चांगलं उत्तर दिलं त्याचं. प्रत्येक गेम मधून तो शिकला, प्रत्येक पार्टनर कडून शिकला. चांगलं उत्तर दिलं मिलिंदने त्यावर. मला माझं ओपिनियन आहे की या गोष्टी ऑलरेडी आपल्या आतमध्ये असतात आणि प्रत्येक माणसाकडे असतात. प्रत्येक माणसाकडे म्हणजे प्रत्येक अंपायरकडे क्वालिटीज असतात की तो एक चांगला अंपायर होऊ शकतो, वरच्या हायएस्ट लेवलला जाऊ शकतो. फक्त जसं की ते झोपलेलं असतं, ते स्लिपिंग स्टेज मध्ये असतं. त्या प्रत्येक क्वालिटीला एक जागा करण्यासाठी कोणीतरी लागतो, तो मेंटर असतो. मेंटर तो फाइंड आउट करतो की याच्यामध्ये काय क्वालिटीज आहेत आणि ते झोपलेल्या अवस्थेत आहेत, निद्रिस्त अवस्थेत आहेत, त्याला एकेकाला जागे केलं पाहिजे, उठवलं पाहिजे. तो फक्त उठवतो त्याला, पण पुढचं काम हे मेंटीच आहे. त्यांनी ते त्या संधीचा फायदा घेऊन त्या क्वालिटीज प्रॅक्टिसमध्ये टाकल्या पाहिजे, तरच तो पुढे जाऊन ती रिलेशनशिप स्ट्रॉंग होऊ शकते. हे ऑलरेडी असतं प्रत्येकामध्ये. प्रत्येकाने फक्त ओळखायचं असतं आणि गुरु त्याला ते ओळखण्यासाठी मदत करतो. गुरु काय इंजेक्शन देत नाही, स्टेरॉइडचं इंजेक्शन देत नाही की तुमच्यामध्ये त्या क्वालिटीज बाहेरून येतील एका रात्रीत. गुरुने एक इंजेक्शन दिलं, एक स्टेरॉइड दिलं की लगेच तुमच्याकडे ती क्वालिटी आली. मेंटरने एक इंजेक्शन दिलं की ते क्वालिटी आले, तुमच्या आतमध्ये गेले, असं नाही होत. ते असतात आपल्याकडे ऑलरेडी, आपल्याला माहित नसतं. त्यांना ते उठवण्याचं काम मेंटर करतो, गुरु करतो. एवढंच सांगायचं होतं मला. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Mase. Sahars Chandorkar has a question or a viewpoint. Sahars, come in.
Okay, so I would like to say about, I would like to continue what Rajesh sir said. The most important thing I feel is the self-awareness. The more you analyze yourself and whatever you think, I mean, during umpiring, self-awareness is the most important thing, because that's when you actually know what is lacking or what you are doing good. You need a mentor to correct yourself, as well as maybe sometimes to encourage you as well. So just to instill that confidence in you that you belong here. So self-awareness is the thing which I wanted, and it's an ongoing journey and it never stops. Self-awareness is the key. It solves many of your problems or whatever, I think. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Very well put up. Nihar Negandhi, the last question of the day. We are running short on time.
Not a question, but just wanted to share my experience around the mentoring journey. I think for me, just one bit that I would like to add is the background of relatedness in terms of choosing a mentor. Trying to understand, basically trying to identify the mentor who has been through a similar kind of journey that you have gone through, not only in the field of on the particular domain, but also somewhere in life. Just to give an example, an anecdote, considering that I mean, I come from a typical corporate setup, and I get institutionalized in a particular way of thinking. So when I became an MC umpire, I sat with somebody who had a similar corporate background, much more experienced gentleman, and I told him, I laid out a plan that 2 years I'll be this, 2 years that I'll be here. By 2025, I'll reach over here. And he said, Nihar, this is good, but this is typically happens in a corporate scenario. This is a completely different domain, and the kind of things, the dynamics are very, very different. Which was very, very important and useful. Otherwise, I would, in my head, would have, made up a particular journey. And if I wouldn't have, attained those kind of goals that I had set, probably I wouldn't have been sitting over here. And I would have been really, depressed to that extent. And similarly, there was a phase in life when I was actually going through a tough phase in my professional career, which was then impacting my umpiring or other areas of my life in my personal domain as well. But and at one point in time, me and my mentor are having exactly the conversation around the politics, the corporate things, and how it actually impacts. And it really helped me, because that person had been in that kind of setup, to have that degree of relatedness to help me understand and wire up things. Otherwise, typically what would happen is that people said that, "Okay, don't worry, everything will be fine." But I think that's where a mentor really helps, who gives you those kind of lessons, because the person has been through a very similar kind of journey.
Yeah, thank you, but I don't think it really works 100% of the time. It helps having a similar background person. It surely helps having a similar background person. From my very personal experience in my professional life, I joined Hindustan Lever as soon as I graduated. I was one of the youngest amongst there in the group which was working in the accounts department. I had a lot of people who would tell me this is how it had to be done, so this thing had to be done, or that thing had to be done. They were my good teachers. I had some people telling me, be like this, do like this, walk like this, talk like this. They were my advisors. But person whom I selected as my mentor, who probably didn't know that I selected him as my mentor, but whom I tried to follow most of the time, or went to him with my issues or difficulties, and I tried to learn from him, was in the second highest level of management. So having same parity, he never worked as an executive like I started. He started straight as a management guy. It works, it doesn't work. And as Rajesh rightly said, you got to draw your own personality and take somebody with you. Right? We're less than 2 minutes left. Anybody wants to say something, or we can wind up with this? And whoever wants to speak should speak slowly and quickly as possible. Short and quick. If there is nothing to be spoken to, I would like to thank Milind for putting in his time. He really put some efforts into doing it in a shortest possible time, giving us nearly 60 to 70 minutes of questioning time to him, which is something great. We are not extending to the third session, please. A few lunch voices came from behind. In some houses, I could hear when the mics were unmuted. So I think, thanks, Milind, once again, and wish you a great career ahead, and hope you continue teaching well to the students.
My pleasure.
Not us, not umpires, sorry, that you are only a teacher, but to the large section of people whom you're teaching in Girgaon and those areas, the college students. Hope some of them make you proud. Thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
Pleasure. Thanks, everyone.
Been a pleasure being on this show. Thank you.